What's the deal? Say, Carly Chiffon is off tonight. She'll be back next week. It's your boy Derek Demure.
And it's your boy DJ Designs.
We don't make the headlines
We just debate the headlines and give them to you straight.
already. So, say, it's been a hell of a week this week, man, and we're going to jump right into it. First up tonight, Yella Beezy has been charged with capital murder for the 2020 death of Mo 3. So, let's go ahead and roll that clip.
Man.
Breaking details earlier tonight related to the 2020 killing of Dallas rapper Mo 3.
This is an arrest, years in the making. Rapper Marquise Conway, known as Yella Beezy, charged with capital murder in connection to the shooting death of Melvin Noble, a rival artist who went by Mo 3.
Conway has been charged for paying money to kill Melvin Noble. You may remember Mo 3 was shot and killed by a gunman who chased him down on 35E near the Dallas Zoo.
And during that time, people were trying to piece together what happened. So police are basically saying that Yella Beezy, according to these court documents, is accused of intentionally and knowingly causing the death of Mo 3 on November 11th back in 2020. Now, the charging documents say that Yella Beezy allegedly employed a man named Kewan White to murder Mo 3 on the Texas interstate by use of a firearm. And again, this is nothing confirmed, but these are just reports. But I saw reports that there were allegedly phone conversations between Yella Beezy and the person that they're saying that was hired or was the person that actually fired the gun that killed Mo 3. So,
Man. So my take is, who didn't think Yella Beezy had something to do with this? The question is, was Trap Boy Freddy a part of this also? Because, him and Yella Beezy tight, so I know he knew what the play was. And the thing is, Yella Beezy went and got him a crash out, right? And told him he was going to give him some money. I think when shit just went bad and he got caught up, Yella Beezy felt like that nigga was locked up, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna pay him the bread. This nigga facing all this time, so he like, you know what I'm saying?
Nah.
You don't think so?
Nah, he can't do that. Yella Beezy, come on now. The man that put in the work for you, and then you stop the money coming on his books. What you thought was gonna happen?
That's why I think he switched up. You know what I'm saying? I think he like, shit, I'm facing the gang of time. Hey, I'm gonna throw this nigga under the bus, man.
Exactly. But I don't know. I don't know. I gotta see the evidence, man, because the original story was it was a bitter baby dad, and Mo 3 just left his baby mama house. The baby daddy was the driver. Kewan was the shooter. So what the other person saying? You know what I'm saying? So,
but the cops are saying that they had, well, reportedly, it's been reported that there's been communication between the guy who shot Mo 3 and Yella Beezy. See, so if that's the case, then they got Yella Beezy red-handed.
but is it suffice communication? Like, do you literally see him saying, "Hey, I'm paying you this for this because of this"? Because I think he was one of Yella Beezy's artists. So, you know what I'm saying? It seems like the evidence ain't that strong, like they got with Dirk. Why haven't they moved forward with Dirk yet? They just want to tie a big name to this without the sufficient evidence. But at the end of
Well,
the day,
Because Dirk moved his court date back to October because of a plea deal or something that one of his co-conspirators got going on. So that's why they pushed his date back. But in this Yella Beezy case, I mean, they probably don't have. I don't know if they have text messages or whatever, but if they got phone calls saying, if they have phone calls prior to that and after that, after Mo 3 got murdered, I mean, that's basically putting him, you know what I'm saying, in the mix.
yeah, I agree with that. But they said they got a bunch of wiretaps and all that, and it's like if that's one of Mo 3 artists, money gonna get wired. But I mean, not Mo 3, Yella Beezy. But at the same time, is this shocking though? Mo 3
Nigga can't
was.
be that stupid to wire him money in his name.
I don't see Yellow. I think he really looked like a smart dude. I don't see him running that stupid. But at the end of the day, it's like, can we be mad at Yellow Beezy for trying to save his own life? because Mo3 was being a menace towards him. They shot Yella Beezy. Remember that time he got shot up on the highway? He got shot up on the highway himself. You know what I'm saying? They said
Yeah, Mo3 wrote a song about it.
they shot at Trap Boy Freddy. Supposedly they ran Earl Spence off the highway. That's why he got into that car wreck. He was never the same type boxer. They say, you know what I'm saying? They say Errol Spence might have had some money in the pot too. So, but can you blame them because of much as a menace that Mo3 was being? It's like somebody had to sit down or they were gonna get their ass sat down, and it seemed like the latter is what happened.
Yeah, but I mean, say capital murder charge in Texas is gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately for Yella Beezy, if he is convicted of capital murder, this not only means he could get life. You know what I'm saying? This means that he could possibly get the death penalty.
Yeah, murder for hire and key one. But it's like at the same time, can a jury trust somebody that got their back against the wall? This evidence needs to be sufficient because Keywan's testimony alone is not credible. He's already been in prison before for shooting, damn near killing his transgender ex. He's been in prison. He just was on bond for that. So it's like he's a criminal. He's not credible. And the first story that y'all told us seems like it was making sense because even the baby mama was like, "Yeah, that was my baby dad driving. I can't believe he's sitting here laying low watching my crib." So now, are you just saying something because the feds want you to say something? So Yella Beezy probably got a little angle to go at this, and I mean, if he got to get convicted by a jury of his peers, I feel like without sufficient evidence, he might walk away from this.
Boys out here gangster than the motherfucker, fucking with transgenders. I don't get it. That's what me.
dang, dang, Demir, that's great, man. Tell you for real, that's crazy, bro.
Man, hold up. But the hip hop police and the feds ain't stopped up, man. Big U, Brick Baby, Loose Cannon, and more of the Rolling 60 members were indicted on RICO charges this week. So let's get into this.
Federal prosecutors call him a murderer, thief, liar, and cheat. And tonight, hip hop executive Eugene Henley Jr. is in custody, accused of running a mafia like criminal enterprise in South LA.
Oh no, caught up in the middle, trying just a little.
Today, we're here to announce federal criminal charges against Eugene Henley Jr., a career criminal known as Big U, who used his contacts and leadership role in the Crips criminal street gang, the entertainment industry, and a youth charity to further his own criminal enterprise, an enterprise that engaged in murder, extortion, robbery, human trafficking, COVID fraud, and other felonies.
Nah, man, that's not even the worst of it. I heard he killed his son's best friend because his son's best friend had something to say to him in a diss track or something like that. He was a prominent football player where his son was a football player or whatever. It's just like Big you was out here really wilding, and
That
then
was one of his artists.
that was
Say
one
he
of his
dumped that
artists,
nigga. Yeah, say he dumped that nigga in the desert in Las Vegas.
and they saying he might have been the benefactor behind Nipsey too.
Yeah, that's what they saying because he signed, and I saw this clip. I think it was on Bootleg Kev's podcast. He was on somebody's podcast, but he was talking about it. It's been a while back, but he was saying Nipsey signed to him in 2009 for 10 years. So 2019 would have been 10 years. You know, Nip wasn't gonna sign again to him. They was already having beef. You know what I'm saying? So he could possibly have had something to do with Nipsey's death. And did you know the character Debo in Friday was supposed to be based off of Big U?
It seemed exactly like it. Then makes sense because the way Big U just run around the block, tell people what to do. Supposedly got footage on people committing robbery, so they got them down with the crew. It's just like Big U was out here being a straight menace, and I would have hate to associate somebody with myself. I mean, hate to associate myself with somebody who's just so unruly like that. And it's just like
And
nothing you can do. If Nips couldn't get out of it, it was nothing nobody could do.
and he's still out here trying to debo niggas.
Still behind the wall.
No, I'm just saying he's still out here trying to debo niggas. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
why he in the position he in now. Like everybody want to be Jay Prince, but they ain't got Jay Prince sense. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. I mean, he was out for a minute committing these crimes, but I mean, at the same time, they could be trumping up some stuff on him though. So it's just like we gotta sit back and we gotta watch the evidence. But a lot of people coming out saying Big U been on some bullshit for a minute out here.
Yeah, so the feds was calling him a fugitive, but I guess he wasn't in LA at the time, but he went and turned himself in. So let's get into a clip and see what he had to say.
I'm looking at all these charges on the news. I'm headed back to LA. And then I'm looking at the people they arrested. How you gonna go arrest people that I don't even talk to? Everybody know I don't fuck with Kanye. Everybody know I don't fuck with Brick Baby. So if you want to arrest certain dudes, and put them next to me, them is the dudes you gonna have to call themselves turning against me. Well, ain't no turn against me. I ain't going for that. You might well go get 600 and whack. These dudes been saying I did shit all year. So what they doing is they go on the internet and these dudes say that I did shit on the internet. Then when you say I did on the internet, they go investigate it. I'm looking at all these charges on the news. I'm headed back to LA.
My bad, that was it was looping. But the worst thing he could have did was get close to Whack 100 and then fall out with him. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing with Brick Baby and Loose Cannon, because those were your enforcers. You went and fell out with these niggas, and then they get on podcasts, dumbass niggas. I don't understand this new wave shit with these old heads. I could understand these YNs because they don't have that much common sense. They ain't grew into their common sense yet. But these old head street cats, they call themselves street cats or whatever, gang bangers, y'all getting on here implicating yourselves. You know what I'm saying? By doing all this talking. Then you're talking about this nigga thinking that it's gonna make him look bad and get him arrested or whatever. But y'all implicating yourselves too. Dummy, you going down with him.
Yeah, Whack 100 been talking a little bit too much lately. Like when that incident happened outside of Adam 22's shop or studio, I didn't expect Whack to come through and try to break it down and explain that he wasn't a part of it. It's like I thought you was a leader of some underground, some gang shit. So why even come address it and break down for the lame people to understand what went on? That's supposed to have been gang business, and it's supposed to not been privy for regular people, supposedly. So yeah, whacking them, they doing too much talking, and now got Big U in a situation, and Big U got a lot of stuff, and supposedly Whack say he a snitch. So a lot of people are in jeopardy for what he got, what for his wrath, or to at least knock some years off of his stuff. So
I mean,
we
come
gotta
on,
watch it.
Whack be knowing too much to not be fucking with the feds or the police. You know what I'm saying? He calling Big U a police, but I'm saying Whack was riding by the nigga house when it got raided. Not when it got raided, but let's get into that clip because he was riding by the nigga house and shit. So let's see that.
Yeah.
There you go. What you riding by this nigga house for, man? Or one of the houses anyway.
Whack being messy.
Officer Whack. Like Jay Prince say, Officer Whack 100, man. But Big U did have more to say, so let's get into this last clip by Big U, and then we'll discuss it further.
To see what's going on. They talking about I'm a fugitive. So they just raided all my houses. 600 was actually with the police when they raided my house. And he's actually got video and footage of it. So y'all know what y'all dealing with. And I just want to say this to y'all. When they raided my houses and my property, they was asking about Whack. Whack, Loose Cannon, 600, and this internet stuff. All of y'all filed. All y'all who be sending shit around the internet, all y'all who be promoting and listening to what these niggas saying, All y'all giving these likes and hidden likes, all y'all supporting this. All y'all guilty of this fuck shit. You see what's going on?
Hey man, it ain't our fault they put it out there. We just talking about it. You know what I'm saying? You need
Yeah.
to be getting at them niggas.
Yeah, he needs to be moving better. But at the end of the day, I don't feel sorry for no grown ass man who got butt hurt because one of his artists, his son's best friend, did a diss track on him. So you go ahead and you go ahead and supposedly kill the young man and take him out to the dumpster and take him out to the desert and leave him out there like just some trash. I don't
And
feel
then
sorry for him. Now, if it was some gang shit, that happens. But when you start fucking with civilians and young men, and you're supposed to be an older guy with more sense, you showing me that you are a monster, and I don't feel sorry for you, bro.
and
Allegedly.
then I forgot to upload this clip, but it was a clip of a young lady that used to be one of his artists that said he was assaulting her and basically threatening her, you know what I'm saying? So she lucky she got out that situation, but she been speaking on it. She spoke to TMZ about it. She spoke to another blogger about it. So yeah, she been adamant. She say they need to lock his ass up, and everything that they said he did, he did. That's what she said.
Yeah, she said. I think she said he whooped her ass, and then he sent her down the block to get jumped by two other females. See, what's going to hurt
Yeah,
him the most is he orchestrates all of this crime. He
exactly.
he got people bringing him people. Like, bro, when you the head honcho like that, even though you didn't do the crime, you're the orchestrator of it. You're creating this violent atmosphere. And unlike with Young Thug, I mean, I'm pretty sure they got him dead to rights. Everybody's coming to speak out. Woody was on some. Woody kind of saved that case. He was speaking out
Yeah,
at the same time he was playing the police. These people want to see not Whack, but Big U
thank
under
you.
the jail. And from what I heard, the dude DNA was in his fingernails. The football player was in the DNA. Wax 100 was in a dude's DNA fingernails. From what the family was saying, that mean I'm not
I
Wax
mean,
100.
big you.
Big U DNA
Yeah,
was in the dude's fingernail. So that means Big U felt so disrespected he got down there and did the dirt himself. Bro, you a
damn, I
monster,
didn't know
bro.
that. I
Yeah,
didn't know
that's
that
some
part.
monster ass shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to beat that Fed case because out of all those people, you know at least five gonna turn state on you. Well, turn Fed on you. I can't even say state because it's a federal case. So you know they gonna turn Fed on you and start cooperating.
But
Everybody else is just collateral damage. They want you. You know what
but
I'm
from what
saying?
I heard, he got a lot of what they call blackmail on everybody up in the crew. So they snitch on him. He let tapes go. He exposed for what they did because he made sure he running it like the mafia type shit. He got dirt on everybody, or how Hollywood do people. They got video on everybody. He
Yeah, but
run.
I mean, but the way the feds work, if they really want Big U, they'll let all that other shit pass just to get him. You know what I'm saying? So introducing what you got on them, trying to blackmail them, might just backfire on you because hey, you ordered this shit. That's all they got to say. You know what I'm saying? I did it, but he ordered it because he
Facts.
in the hierarchy. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Yeah. Facts.
Yeah, man, that shit is crazy. And while we speaking on crazy, this is a good time to bring up Kanye. Jay-Z and Beyonce are considering legal action against the once friend of the family for degrading comments he made about their younger children. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter how you feel about the adults, man, but you got to leave the kids out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, that's not cool. And for Kanye to be a father that doesn't get to spend the time with his kids, his young kids, like he want to, he's not there putting in work. He's not seeing them, you know what I'm saying, go to school in the mornings and all that. So for you to bring that hurt and try to put it on Jigga's family, it wasn't cool. And you know, Kanye's my guy from the beginning to the end. But the way he did that, I reading that, they called them retarded. You couldn't call them the safer word.
Autistic or whatever. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
come on, Kanye, that's not cool, bro. Like, leave jigging them out of that, or go at him 1v1. But to bring up that man's kids and Beyonce's kids is just foul, and it's not cool. Because people do it to North, you feel like you got violated. You violate them people, and your relationship would never be the same. I know you and Jigga relationship wasn't good, anyways. But now that Watch the Throne reunion or anything going on with Rock Nation during your era, shit, you kiss that goodbye. You don't even fuck with Dame from his Rockefeller era because of the shit that Dame be saying.
Exactly. And anybody who co-signed that shit is a fuck boy. You know what I'm saying? Because
Facts.
that's some bullshit. You leave the kids out of it. And the reason Jay didn't come to his defense when he was going through all this shit with Adidas, Jay got to protect his investments. You know what I'm saying? You out here on some crash dummy shit. Okay, I get it. If you may have been in the right with Adidas, but it was the way that you went about everything. You start talking about the Jews and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the shit that you do. I can't let it affect my business because if it affects my business, then it starts affecting my family. You know what I'm saying? And I just can't go for that. So I feel Jay on that. Kanye, you out of line, you out of bounds, and the shit that you doing, man, is just that's why can't nobody rock with you because you doing a whole bunch of bullshit right there.
Yeah, he toxic, and everybody else can't stay relevant like him. So they sitting next to him. That's radioactive. He got mad at Playboy Cardi for not putting him on the album, and Playboy like, yo, I got a real career out here. I'm not trying to jeopardize my career because you out here saying fuck shit. Now he trying to beef with Kendrick. Kendrick not even feeding into it. Like,
Exactly. He just trying to get some motion by trying to beef with Kendrick. Dog, you ain't even on Kendrick level. You know what I'm saying?
wait, what? I don't know, Jameer. You went a little too crazy with that
Nah,
one.
he ain't. Man, Kendrick will body Kanye. What are you talking about? Kanye is doing that shit for clout.
Nah, I don't know. Kanye do the rap in the track. It'll be a problem if they
He
did
do
go.
the rap and the track, but he ain't fucking with Kendrick though. Man, come on. You know Kendrick will body that nigga.
Nah, he ain't even Kendrick ain't even body on
Yeah, he did body Drake. You need to
no,
stop
he
that.
bodied Drake, but he ain't bodied Kanye on that No Parties in LA. Kanye came through and bodied Kendrick on that when they had that record together. So I don't see him.
We talking about a rap beef. We talking about a rap beef. Come on, man. This nigga let Dirk diss him on his own album.
Man, Dirt from the Shot, he wasn't tripped about that. I ain't hear about that disc, so I ain't see it. But I don't see Kendrick
That's why he
messing.
didn't put it on his album because Dirk dissed him. Yeah, that's what Kanye talked about it.
Oh well, Kanye got this interview coming out with academics, and academics said he ain't edited it for nobody. If Kanye violated you, take that up with Kanye. So kind of ready to
Yeah, I
see that.
seen it.
And did he
I
drop an
seen it.
album called Bully? I don't know if this album was
Yeah, he
real or
dropped the
not.
album called Bully. I don't know. I heard it was some bull.
I'll listen
That's what
to it.
I
I'm
heard.
like, it's cool, but I don't know why you drop it out of nowhere. It just was. I don't know. It was weird.
Instead of Bully, I heard it was some bullshit.
Well, 50 said he like it. 50
Oh
reposted it. Said
yeah.
he. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what's up. I ain't know that. That's what's up. Shout out to Kanye. Well, I'm gonna have to go listen to it. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
listen to it.
so another person that went on a rant this week was Jess Hilarious. This shouldn't have surprised anyone. I think we all knew this was coming at some point. We just didn't know when. So let's roll the tape.
If you're in
I
a
don't have no
chat,
reason to fucking hate on that girl. I don't. No, I didn't like her when I came back because I'm like, all right, what's going on? What's going on? She knew it. We had a conversation. Because the anger was misplaced. Nah, it ain't even you that I don't like. I'm realizing this is the way these niggas is doing shit up
Uh-oh.
here that I don't
What's
like.
going on?
Okay. Got it. Just with the Mess is not at Breakfast Club. I'm Jess Hilarious up here. Fuck, I'm Jessica Moore up here. Just with the Mess is not being done. Lauren LaRosa is doing the shit. So that need to be her segment. I fought for that segment. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? One thing I ain't never try to do is act unbothered unless shit never bothered me.
What are
Man,
we
what?
talking about, Jeff?
You try coming back to work. You try to come back to work. And the motherfucker is right there at your desk. And ain't nobody telling you shit, mind you. Nobody telling you nothing. You know what I'm saying? We had a meeting today to restructure the show and shit like that. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
I mean, I understand Jess's grievances. To be honest with you, everybody's trying to pit. Like, I mean, I understand what Charlamagne said too. Everybody's trying to pit women against each other. But my thing is, you guys are. This is apples and oranges. You know what I'm saying? Jess is a social media personality who's funny, who came up through the ranks and built her audience and just does funny stuff. That's what she does. Lauren been a part of TMZ. She's been a part of Accurate Information, and she has fact checkers and people that she can reach out to and get more context. So that's what she does. So why are you guys trying to say like, oh, she's doing a better job? She brought a different element. I agree with Jess too. Lauren just brought a different element to Just With a Mess, and now people are like, you know what? I like this better because it's more informative. It's letting me know what's going on. Cool, you like it better. But you cannot say that Jess ain't doing her thing. Jess wasn't about what Lauren's about. It's two different things. It's apples and it's oranges.
No, yeah, but I think people Lauren went more in depth. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
people like that more. She gave you more information. But like, in Jess's defense, and we'll get into her clip um after this, I guess. But in Jess's defense, she didn't break it down like it was never meant to be broken down like Lauren broke it down. You know what I'm saying? She just skimmed over the topics, made fun of shit. That's why it was called Just With the Mess. You know what I'm saying? So she felt slighted when she came back and Lauren was still in the room. So let's get into the back and forth with between her and Lauren, because Lauren did throw some shade at the end. But yeah, let's get into that and then we'll come back and chop the rest of this segment up.
Ever since I came back, it was weird. Yes, it was weird. Yeah, I at first, no, I did not. I wasn't too fond of Lauren. No, I wasn't too fond of her when I came back because we had a whole plan. Even how when I came back, how I picked her to fill in for me. Right, I come back, she ain't never leave. Then all right, cool that she don't leave, but she's on only during my segment. If she was meant to be a fourth host, move her in another way. Why she got to be moved in on? Because nobody had a problem with Jess With the Mess until she started reading right.
All the time,
you brought that energy that we needed to the Breakfast Club, and you let a bitch ass person in the comments say something to steer you up. I tell you, F them niggas.
We don't even know who these people are.
They could be bots and all that, and we doing it on air when we could have did it behind the scenes. Like I F with you the long way, not on some internet ish.
But bro, part of that live I thought was crazy. I'm like, what, Jess? Like,
what part did you think was crazy?
What part? Because like, Lauren, it's not like you didn't hear anything in that live that I haven't said to you.
I heard a lot that you didn't say to me.
Okay, so what part did I not say to you?
Okay, so the part about the talking over each other and the hush, be quiet, because you talk about how you feel in real time, right?
Yeah,
I'm feeling in real time. That be quiet. That was crazy. The shut up. I was like, oh, okay, because what we really giving up here? Like, what's up?
And it's like the only time you can quiet down is if somebody be like, shut up or hush.
My mom don't even tell me shut up, Jess. I'm a grown ass woman, and I'm a producer. At the end of the day, you my talent. We gonna be straight.
Say, did you hear Lauren at the end though?
I mean, people say that was some shots, but I feel like she was just speaking as a producer, like you're my talent. But at the end of the day, Jess gave you that position for you to be the face, not just behind the scenes. She could have been like, nah, I feel like she's too much of a threat. Let me put somebody who I know can do the job. But no, Jess was secure in that. It's like, let me put somebody who's going to be great at the job in the position. And then I come back to work, and y'all ain't telling me what's going on. She's still on during my segment. Yeah, some animosity going on because I'm supposed to be here for Angela Yee. Filled in, supposed to be us three. Now it's four because y'all feel like I'm not doing my job, which that was never my job. So, but I think they got it together. And I like the fact that they hashed it out, even if it had to be in front of, the audience, and show people like grown people can have a conversation, come to an understanding, and get past it.
Charlamagne and DJ Envy was telling Jess to stay out of the comments. That's one of the reasons she was in her feelings. But the comments are the reason that Lauren stayed around, because people was feeling what Lauren was doing. You know what I'm saying? So you can't tell Jess to stay out of the comments when the rest of the team is in the comments looking to see what everybody else is saying, and then y'all kind of scooted Jess out of the way and made room for Lauren, you know what I'm saying, to take over that. And Jess was right. I mean, don't call it Jess with the mess no more. Call it whatever, Lawrence, whatever. You know
Latest,
what I'm saying?
latest with Lauren.
Yeah, call it the latest with Lauren because Jess ain't doing it no more. You know, so why would you keep calling it that? But she held it in. I felt like Jess held it in as long as she could, but everybody knew this was coming. You know what I'm saying? Everybody
Yeah.
knew it was coming.
I mean, you
So
saying that now, but a couple of pods ago, you were saying, "Hey, she Jesse to get up out of there. She ain't reading right. Lauren doing her thing. Sound like you
I
sound like
wasn't saying she need to get up out of there. I was saying she was gonna lose her job if she didn't, and what she did, she lost the spot because Lauren carried herself better than Jess did. So I mean, I'm not gonna say she lost the spot, but she bowed
nah,
out gracefully. She went ahead and gave it up.
yeah." And I don't think, but she ain't lose the check. She ain't lose no respect. She lost that little segment that she created. And sometimes other people take your creation and elevate it. So she's still there. I don't see what I feel like they made the show better. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, when you got the quarterback, but you got that new kid that came through, and next thing you know, the new kid just end up taking the quarterback position. But the quarterback is actually a great running back. So it just makes the team better. And I feel like it just made the team better in this instance.
I feel like just um compliments Lauren well. I'm gonna put it that way because Jess will introduce the topics and then let Lauren do her thing. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
agree.
I feel
Yeah.
like yeah. So I mean they could work together. They could work together in that way, but you know, Jess still took that L.
Just yeah.
Ain't no other way around it. You gotta say it. Just took the L, man.
I
All
don't know.
right. So something else that did come as a total surprise was Sauce Walker getting shot in Memphis.
Damn, man.
Yeah, that was crazy. Um,
That-
so let's get into the clip and then we'll discuss it.
New tonight, Houston-born rapper Sauce Walka was one of two men shot outside of a Memphis hotel today. I talked to his father on the phone in just the last 30 minutes, and he shared this photo and says the rapper, whose real name is Albert Mondane, was hit in the thigh. His father tells me he's supposed to be okay. Police say a suspect got out of a car and fired several shots at both men just before 3 p.m. today. Now, the other man, Mondane's friend, we're told sadly died at the scene. Right now, his name has not been shared. Police say they have identified the suspect's vehicle and are working to make an arrest soon. Now,
I mean, I don't know if you got the video of them, but I think like 30, 40 minutes prior, they were all flexed up. I'm not saying you can't do what you want to do, flaunt your stuff, but they were flexed up, big stacks of cash, big jewelry, expensive things all around. They were just flexed up on the gram with it. So I don't know what it could be, probably some gang shit, but it looked like it might have been a robbery. They pulled up on them and tried to take them what them boys had, man.
Now, well, reports are saying that he and I'm gonna put this on the screen too. This dude right here was saying that he ran off with somebody's 200K, but people are saying that he say so P already had problems in the city. You know what I'm saying? Because he was from Memphis. And I just feel like if he knew, I saw him in the Sprinter van and all this, you know, and they was chopping it up and showing all the shit that they had bought, flashing money and jewelry and shit like that. But I'm saying if you know you got problems in your city, you need to disclose that to the people that you with. Because if you leading them in there blind, shit like this is gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And you figure you with them, and they had security with them earlier, but the security guard said when that shit happened, he wasn't, you know, nowhere around. He had already did his little time and he was off work. He wasn't guarding them no more or whatever. But like I said, if you know you got problems in the city, you shouldn't be moving like that. And then you should tell people, the people who you with, that hey man, you know, um, I got a little problem, this and that, so we might want to keep our heads on the swivel.
Nah, for real. Or just give him that warning, like, hey man, you come chill with me. You know what I'm saying? I got some shit going on in the city. And did he do, if he the one that'd be like, man, I ain't worried about that shit, let's go down. I'm with you. Now he understand what's going on. But if you just riding around the city with a nigga from out of town, you trying to show him a good time knowing you got beef, you went wrong. But I mean, he lost his life right now, so you know what I'm saying? Condolences to that. Shout out to Sauce. Sauce got shot, what, 2 times in the leg?
Yeah.
It looked like he all right. So glad he all right. That shit was, I seen that on breaking news on Spinning the Block media page. I'm like, what's going on? It's not Sauce.
We was pretty much the first people to break it. Almost, not the first people, but we was in that group. You know what I'm saying? To break that. So yeah, but when I first saw it, the report was wrong. The first report that I saw was wrong because they saying Sauce Walker had got shot and killed, and I was like, not Sauce Walker. I was like,
Man.
nah. I'll say Sauce might be braggadocious and Sir Cap a lot, but he don't really just fuck with nobody like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I just couldn't see that was him. I mean, shit happens, but I was just like, I don't know. It just didn't seem right. But yeah, he did get shot though. And then let's get into this clip about Rainwater talking to Whack 100. But I don't believe this. I don't know about Rainwater's credibility on this. So let's break it down after we watch this clip.
What the going on with Sauce now?
I think they said. I think that white. I mean, that white
He
boy
dead.
mentioned. Yeah, he from there though. He had some more shit going on there.
Oh, he from there?
Yeah, he from there. So
Now
it
it's
looks.
making sense because I thought the nigga. I'm like, is this nigga from Texas?
Nah, I heard they stood over Walk and see realized it was Walk and said, "Nah, you good." He knew what he did and ran off.
Oh, they stood over it.
Yeah, and realized it was Walk.
Oh, they didn't know it was him.
They ain't know him now. Buddy from there. He was popping in on that Sprinter. Like we back. I'm back here. You know, he was popping this shit. I'm here. Ain't nobody gonna do shit. I'm with South Walker.
Oh yeah, he tripped. What the going on with Sauce now?
I think.
Yeah, so I don't know if I really believe Rainwater saying that somebody stood over Sauce. And this is because in the next clip, Sauce Walker is talking about coming back to Memphis and shit. So I don't really know. I just
Man,
think
Sauce is go
Rainwater
ahead,
might be
chill
talking.
out. I mean, that should have been a warning from God right there. But if they stood over him, they wouldn't have popped him in the legs. That makes no sense.
But he's saying they stood over him. I guess they was finna shoot him again or whatever, but they seen that it was Sauce Walker. But that in itself don't even make sense because if you shot the nigga that was with the nigga that you was shooting at, it don't matter who it is, right? If
Yeah,
you stand
exactly.
over the
Because you
nigga,
got
you
to get that
still gonna
over.
shoot him, huh?
And I know. And did they not take his jewelry? They just said, "Oh, that's Sauce Walker. I already shot him twice, but I ain't gonna take jewelry. I ain't gonna take nothing." It
Yeah,
sounded
nah,
like they
they didn't rob him and shit. They didn't rob him. They just
didn't rob him, so it wasn't a robbery.
nah. So
Damn, that's just
that's why I don't even believe what Rainwater said right there.
wasn't a robbery. They just got there spraying the block. Didn't even want the cash.
Nah,
Crazy.
he just wanted old boy, I guess.
And they said he was white. I thought he was Mexican or something. So
He
white
is
boy.
Muslim. But Sauce gonna come and talk about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Once he
Oh
gets
man,
down and get out the hospital and shit like that, he gonna
it looked
have
like he was out. Did you see the video?
Yeah, here you go right here.
And then high tech red.
Ooh, that's that new boy.
Mm-hmm.
That's that red boy.
Another red cream.
I'm glad he all right,
So,
man.
you are inferior if you do not shop at Superior.
Habibi.
Fooey, Habibi, Walla, Yalla.
Habibi.
Hey.
I'm glad you're okay. RIP, say so P, man.
RIP, say so P, man. Salsa alaikum, salsa salam. Thank you so much, brother. It means so much.
Be careful, huh? Habibi. I wish you would have
coming
stopped
to you,
by.
so I don't give a damn.
I really want you to.
I'm
Bro.
coming. I ain't scared. I'm coming to that bitch.
All right, we're gonna set
I'm
it
gonna
up.
shoot a jumper.
Come
I'm
on.
gonna hop in that motherfucker. And I'm gonna rap a song in that bitch. I'm gonna
Do a mic drop. All right,
I ain't
come
get all
on, let's do it.
that.
Habibi.
In the name of my brother,
Inshallah.
I love Memphis. I
Habibi.
love y'all. I have no hard feelings.
Love
on
her,
my soul,
man. Alhamdulillah, you okay?
Thank you. I appreciate you, Ken.
All
That
right,
means a lot
always.
to
No,
me.
I got you, bro. Alhamdulillah. I said, be careful.
I'll take a
Love.
picture with you.
Yeah, come
I
on.
wanna take a picture with
Come
you.
on, I want to take a
Come on,
picture
man.
with you.
This is
Come on.
Scarface moment.
Come on, let's do this.
He got Scarface on the phone. Look like.
I'm stand up. I ain't no
That's
bitch.
his pops.
I'm stand
Oh,
up.
who?
You gonna stand?
The
You
Sauce
sure?
Walker's pop.
Can you stand up?
Hey, man, my
Scarface?
daddy on the phone. That nigga ain't raised
Nah,
me.
that's
Oh,
his,
okay.
How many times your house got shot up? Tell him. Huh? Say it again. Say it loud. 45 shots, nigga, now 15 years old. This shit ain't nothing new. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
Maybe you need to sit down.
all it take is one.
And I'm about to say, you remember when Boosie got shot in the leg?
Love. Habibi, be careful. Y'all, I'll see you guys. Next time, inshallah. All right, be careful. Thank you. Love her. All right, be careful.
Yeah, all it take is one shot to kill a nigga though.
And you remember when Boosie got shot in the leg? I understand he got diabetes, so his recovery is a lot slower. But he was in a lot of pain. They was telling him that he might not walk the same, might not walk right again. He had to shower differently. He had to get clothes and bathe differently. It was just like a gunshot wound in the leg ain't just like, oh, it's nothing. It's a wipe off. Nah, man, that stuff still hinders you a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
And it'll affect you long term too. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, long term.
Yeah. So as you get older, you start feeling the effects more. You think that
Yeah.
shit all good. That
Shout out
shit,
to Sauce, man. He in good spirits. I know that shit kind of fucked him up to have a dude that you was with die right next to you. So we'll be hearing about this later, probably, you know what I'm saying, and time how it affected him. But right now, it seems like he's getting over it with just moving on a little bit, in my opinion. It seemed like that.
no dog. Shout out to Sauce Walker. Get well soon and rip the Say So P, man. Speaking of shootings, the person who killed ATL artist Trouble copped out to 20 years.
Jamichael Jones pled guilty to voluntary manslaughter Friday in the death of Atlanta rapper Trouble. Jones initially faced several charges, including malice and felony murder, aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm and commission of a crime. Those other charges were dropped as part of the plea. Rockdale County Sheriff Eric Levitt spoke with reporters after Jones turned himself in shortly after the shooting in 2022.
Mother turned the son on to one of my sergeants, who began to talk to him and convince Mr. Jones to turn himself in. His mother was a huge resource in helping us apprehend him. Nobody wakes up in the morning wanting a bad outcome.
The shooting happened in June of 2022 at the Lake St. James apartment complex in Conyers. Investigators say Jones used to live there and broke up with his girlfriend right before the shooting. That morning, officials say Jones forced his way into her apartment, found Trouble in the woman's bed, and began hitting her. Investigators say when Trouble, whose real name was Muriel Orr, tried to stop the assault, he was shot. Jones later turned himself in.
So that's what happened.
Say, man, Pac told us niggas get killed over females all the time.
All the
She
time.
knew that nigga was a jealous type nigga, so why have another nigga in your house when you know y'all just broke up and he's subject to come over? Should have went over Trouble's spot. You know what I'm saying? Or you should have let Trouble know, say, my ex-boyfriend, you know, we just broke up. He kind of crazy. He might come through here. You know what I'm saying? Get that man the option. I mean, I know he was trying to stop him from beating on her or whatever, but that's just setting somebody up for failure, man. When you know you just got out of a relationship, you fucking with somebody else, and you know that nigga a jealous type nigga.
Yeah, man. At the same time, when you a person of some type of stature in your city or wherever you at, and you got some type of big motion going on like that, just the sight of your car being in that type of apartment complex is going to bring some type of, eyes and unwanted energy. You know what I'm saying? So you got to move a lot better when you're that type of person. I feel like you got to move smarter, better. You know what? Come to my crib, come to my house. I'll have somebody come pick you up. I understand she got kids, So maybe you couldn't go down like that, but for you to
But
just pull up at somebody's house and those type of apartments, those you already a target, bruh. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I was driving my Dodge Charger and it got stolen, and it's like, oh man, I never had other car stolen. But those type of things bring unwanted attention, and at that level, you got to know. I can't be out there putting myself in the mix over some pussy like that. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to come meet me in a secure location or something. So it's 50-50. You gotta move a little bit better, and she gonna have to come off that information a lot better too.
he might not even knew because a lot of times females would just be like, I ain't got no nigga and just broke up with a nigga 24 hours ago. You know what I'm saying?
I'm pretty sure he didn't know about that, but you know that when you put yourself in a vulnerable situation, that's all I'm saying. Like I'm pretty sure he ain't drive no regular car. That stuff probably was nice rims, nice candy paint. You pulled up in that, everybody like, who at the house? Or they probably know it's trouble car. And dude getting word, they calling around like, hey man, trouble over here by what's called house. You know how it go in the hood, and it's just like,
And that's probably what it was. I mean, it looked like a pretty nice neighborhood though. But that's
yeah, but
probably
it's
what it was.
an apartment complex.
Somebody over there probably called him and told him, "Yo, gal got a nigga over here." You know what I'm saying, or whatever. And then he went over there because apparently he kicked down the door from what the news was saying. You know what I'm saying? He kicked down the door, and then he went in there trying to handle her, and Trouble was trying to stop it or whatever, and then he shot him. You know what I'm saying? So,
But anyway, if he kicking down the door after 1, 2, 3 kicks, it's like trouble should have been gathered up or hidden the back door or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was your fight or flight skills? But RIP, you never know what you're gonna do those type of situations yourself. But so all we can do is analyze it from a third party situation. But I mean, at the end of the day, dude got 20 years. Was it worth it for somebody who was over you anyways? Come on, bro.
exactly. And she done moved on. Now you finna go away for 20 years, and she still finna be fucking somebody else.
Still. Was it worth it? That's a dumbass situation you did, bro. And I'm tired of these young YNs crashing out and doing dumb shit like that, bro. Just think about the situation. But I feel like 20 years still wasn't enough because she had kids in the house, I believe. When the reports first came out, they said kids was in the house. So if kids are in the house and he killing somebody inside the house, dude, you need at least 45 to life, in my opinion. But 20, that was light.
Yeah, that was light, but he copped out for that. He didn't go to trial, so the DA, his lawyer cut a plea deal with the DA, so he copped out for 20 years. Going to trial, he would have got more than that. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well, that was a smart move on him then.
Yeah, no doubt. Unfortunately, that was a crime of passion that left one man dead, and he got 20 years. So, rip Trouble, man.
Nah, for real, RP Trouble.
So
Damn.
Tiana Taylor claims that Imani Shupert is steady trying to stir up trouble in her life by paying blogs to make her look like a villain. She claims it was Imani Shupert's side who leaked what she got in the divorce settlement. Let's listen to what she had to say.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about? I've done nothing but protect him the whole way through. You can Google Tiana and Iman's divorce. All you ever see me speak on is begging niggas to stay out of our business. Tell me where the lie is. All I've ever done was beg niggas to stay out of our business and stay out of our divorce proceedings. Even when he filed the motion to make our names public to the world, I literally went on and I blamed TMZ. I was like, y'all sitting there and y'all boom, 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 mind y'all business, stay out of the group chat. I could have easily said, you know what, it's really unfortunate that my ex-husband would make our divorce public. I could have said that. When all my utilities and shit was cut off and it made it to the blogs, because it was in the court, so it made it to the blogs that Iman had all that shit turned off, who came running to the internet protecting him? Iman ain't turned nothing off. Ain't nobody turned nothing off. We would never be sitting ducks. Boom, boom. Granted, the shit was turned on the same day because me and my children will never be sitting duck. But it's the problem that every single time something has came out, I've protected him, myself and our children with love, respect, and grace. And none of that was reciprocated. Me wanting to keep private that I bought all my own shit, I bought my own properties, I put money into da. Okay, I just don't want people in my business. I'm forced to have to tell my business because him and his people, and maybe it's not him, maybe it's his lawyers, but y'all all still together. I don't play that. You have the control to tell your lawyers what to do. It's awfully strange how every single time something come out about me, it come out on the same blog. It starts off little, and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I have the proof that you're paying people to post this stuff. Like, come on. Like, this is just, it's a lot.
Niggas be hurt trying to do everything to hurt a bitch back. I'm telling you. But this nigga is too old for this. If he did this, this is some hoe shit. You know what I'm saying? He a whole hoe for this if he did this. I could understand your teenage years, maybe before you 25, doing some bullshit like that, getting the utilities is shit turned out because you hurt. You know what I'm saying? You going through your first little love transition or whatever. But to be well into your 30s doing some shit like this whole type shit, whole cake type shit.
But I don't know, cause this sound like a lawyer game. It don't sound like him. It's telling him. It sound like something like the lawyers said you need to do because not enough information's out to the public, and you don't want to look like the bad person. Because a lot of time when the man and the woman's getting divorced, the man always looks like the bad person. But what she's failing to mention is, yes, she brought all her properties, but she also kept all of his properties. You know what I'm saying? She's talking about the car that she let him have and the car that he wrecked. It's like, cool, but you guys were married at the time. You bought him a car. Of course, he's going to keep a car that you bought. He wrecked the car. Cool, you guys were married. That's y'all car. If you didn't want to replace it, y'all just didn't want to replace it, or it never got replaced. That's what happened during the marriage. But for you to keep all your properties and his, I thought that was some weird fuck shit. And I feel like quiet as kept, Imani is getting fucked in his divorce, and it's just everybody's not really seeing what's really going on because he's not reporting, and the reports are just really aren't coming out, in my opinion.
I think if even if okay, let's just say his lawyers was telling him to do that and leak that shit. You know what I'm saying? You should be doing the same thing that Tiana is doing. I'm trying to keep people out of our business. I don't care who's looking at me like I'm the bad guy, especially if he cheated on her. Then you is the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you shouldn't let your lawyers get in your head to try to do bullshit like this. And it's not the lawyers that's telling you to go turn off the utilities and shit. That's you doing that shit, and that's childish shit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So,
yeah.
I mean, if that's true, that's not
Now
saying that.
I was just about to say, now if you turn off utilities and your kid and your woman who ain't even divorced with yet, you did that. I got a different type of look at you, but I'm thinking it's like when it gets legal, it's like nothing you can do because now they're switching bank accounts and they're switching. They got you got the lawyers involved, and it's kind of like you letting them deal with it. And I think the lawyers was just doing stuff without any human emotions with it. In my opinion, I don't think mine's going to go out like that. So, but we don't know. We're gonna have to hear Amani talk about it.
No, I hope not. She say let her get her back blown out in peace. So I mean, Amon, you got to keep it peak, man. You got to keep it playing, keep it pushing. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man, and hopefully, you know what I'm saying, he keep doing his thing. But I still feel like once he wasn't popping no more, Tiana had to drop him. It's like, and I understand they said he was being a stay-at-home dad, so it's just like at the end of the day, it wasn't balancing out no more. She's going up in stardom, and then his stardom is going this way if he don't find a way to reinvent himself. So it just wasn't going to work anyways.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe it's more to this than meets the eye. But a high school student was arrested for making a diss track. Now, this is crazy. I mean, You arrest this man for making a diss track. What do you want him to do? You want him to take action, or do you want him to just put it in a song? And then he wasn't even talking about killing the dude. You know what I'm saying? He was just talking about beating him up.
Yeah, now that's ridiculous because, yeah, I mean, that's what's been going on with the Young Thug case. That's why Kevin Liles was in court, because it's like you guys are taking our art to be crimes already committed against us, and we're over exaggerating things. We're just having fun with words, and you guys are taking it to be facts. That's not cool, and that set the precedent for probably what's going on now.
Let's get into it.
In Rockdale County, a Heritage High School football player must prepare for his day in court.
He's ready to fight charges after recording a song aiming to settle a score. It's a story you see first on Fox 5, and Fox 5's Kevin Stewart is at the live desk with this one. Kevin?
Guys, battle raps and diss tracks are foundational to hip-hop. They involve boasting, jokes, even threats. But a teen and his family never thought his diss track would land him in jail.
The other guy got a couple other licks in, and my son ended up with a big knot on the top of his forehead.
The Jess Lyles can't believe his 18-year-old son, Cortez, allegedly got jumped by a teammate on the Heritage High football team and ended up with a mugshot, charged with making a terroristic threat after posting this diss track on his Instagram page.
I'm gonna beat his drop a diss, and then I'll take his get a body bag or save his because I ain't spit. I'm a scorpion.
The track came about after his parents told him not to fight.
What do y'all want him to do? Come back to school and fight? We don't teach our kids that.
The same thing with the Kendrick Lamar and the Drake situation. The complete consensus was, oh, Kendrick bodied Drake. So for that to be mentioned in the song and translated into something literal is egregious.
Lyles posted the recording back in November.
And that's exactly what this is. This is the Drizzy effect. Now they want to lock niggas up for making hard diss songs.
Nah, man, that sounds like some racist ass school shit in a small town. They can get away with some bullshit like that, so they're making up their own laws. That's what it sounds like to me. It's like, bro, dude, this is a diss track, and if dude he either gonna diss back, you mad because he's either everybody's laughing at him or whatever. He either gonna diss back or chill out, because obviously the dude said he cares about his grades and he cares about playing sports, so he doesn't want to fight you at school. So he made a diss track. Why are you locking people up for stuff like this? And this wasn't even no threat, no terroristic threat. He's just talking shit. Come on, man.
That's your First Amendment right.
Exactly.
How you gonna put somebody up for exercising their First Amendment right?
That's some weird ass shit. It sounds like some behind. It sounds like some, you know what I'm saying, little county that can make up their own rules and come and lock you up for some bullshit like that. This shit should get dismissed.
Exactly. He should sue the school and the police department for that, because you just violated my First Amendment rights.
And what I'm not understanding is, did he make that diss track in the bathroom at school or something? So how is this even being associated with the school? He's just a school-age kid, but he didn't do this on school grounds. So it's like, you guys are tying up a whole lot of shit just to mess with this kid. This kid didn't do this on school grounds. It shouldn't even be involved at the school.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just crazy that you could get locked up for making music these days. I mean, just a diss track. It's stupid.
Stupid. So I guess you could get locked up for Facebook posts and
right.
No, I'm just saying, I guess you could if that's the case. If you wrote something stupid on Facebook, they come see you then.
Terroristic threat. That's probably what they called it too. I say that's probably what they called it too, a terroristic threat.
Yeah, I think because the dude was stressing, I think that might have been his dad. He was stressing the fact that they're talking about a body. And like you said, the genuine consensus was Kendrick body Drake. That's just how we metaphorically talk. And they're taking it out of context.
Exactly. But staying on the high school tip, a high school athlete transferred schools after his athletic director made a comment that he got his speed from running from the police.
Better athlete. The assistant athletic director didn't see it that way.
Tony Humphrey is no ordinary high school athlete.
The 16-year-old Cortland, New York resident is an accomplished baseball player at Iona Prep in New Rochelle, a junior who's already been recruited by and committed to play for Boston College after he graduates. So striving to become a better player by joining the track team, that was a no-brainer for Tony.
Comes up to me and asks why I was doing track.
But an interaction he had this past Friday with one of the school's assistant athletic directors had the teen stumped and frankly furious.
I told him the same explanation I just told you. Just trying to get faster, it never hurts to gain speed. And he questioned and said, "Oh, aren't you already fast as is?" I go, "Yeah." And then he tells me that I gained that speed from running from the police. Or that's how I gained that speed.
You heard that and thought what?
That was racist. There was no reason for him to say that.
The school declined to identify the staff member who made those comments, but Tony did not waste any time. He went home, told his mother what happened, and they decided Tony would be taking his talents elsewhere by transferring from Iona Prep to the public high school near his family's home.
We ended up pulling me out of the school. I decided to leave because of my current situation. As I'm already committed, I'm already going to school. I don't feel like I have to stay at a program where they're going to look at me different.
Tony says this was not the first time he experienced racism at Iona Prep.
There was other incidents of racism with my freshman year. I took it up with the deans, I took it up with the higher-ups, and nothing happened to the other student.
See, that's some bullshit. And they never want to release the names of their own kind. But let that have been a black coach saying that to a white coach. His name would have been released. All his information would have been released. And his face would have been all over the news.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of parents think that they're doing a justice by sending your kids to go to school with white kids. But honestly, you're not doing no justice for them. You're honestly just creating more of a headache and more of a hazard for them. Yeah, they might have a better education, but you can come home and you can instill education to your kid the way that you want to, because they're having a better education, but they're not having a better experience, and they're just having a negative experience. And these kids can be racist and violent, but obviously you see it's not the kids too, it's the staff, and the staff really aren't probably trying to hear his complaints. Obviously, he said he went to the dean, he didn't brought it past the principal, and still nothing gets done about it. And like you said, they're not identifying him, but the school put it on front blast and even got the kid arrested who made a diss song that was off of school campus. So it's like, you guys, like I tell my kids and like I tell the little ones that I mentor, it's like, the school is the police, bro. School is not like, oh, willy-nilly school. No, they're working with the government, and they have to report things that they see to the police. So you going to school and you saying all this stupid stuff and you doing all this stupid stuff can get you in deeper trouble than what you realize. But obviously the police, like the thin blue line, they protect themselves and they make you go through procedures to even gain their identity or even gain certain things. You have to go through certain things to even, you know what I'm saying, get this done. So hopefully they sue the school and hopefully the staff members identify it quickly, because that was racist what he said.
Hell yeah. And the sad thing is he'll have another job in a month. You know what I'm saying? The athletic director. But the parents should sue the school, because this wasn't the first incident he incurred. I mean, you know, he had an incident with a student before this, and they swept it under the rug. And now this happened. So you're not protecting my son. You know what I mean? You're not looking out for his best interest. You just want him to be a part of the team because he's a good athlete. But you're not looking out for his best interest. You're not protecting him in any type of way. You're subjecting him, not subduing. You're subjecting him to this type of treatment. And what does that do for his psyche? You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And that's just he should have been going to the public school and having his talents near the inner city kids, the urban kids, the black kids, anyways, because I understand we feel like we're doing our kids a service, like I already mentioned, but we're probably doing them a disservice. But it sounds like the coach knew he was fast and it was just like, why are you running track anyways when you already have a scholarship for football, whatever he had a scholarship for? It sounds like the coach was trying to make room. Basketball, shout out to him. Shout out to that young man. But it sounded like the coach was trying to make room for other talent on the team because he knew that this young man was going to come in and dominate spaces. So just me listening to from a coach perspective, sound like, well, why you here anyways? Because he had already had in mind of other guys that he wanted to put in that role. So it tried to deter him from, just like what happened with my brother. My brother was a great football player, just a great athlete, broke records in track in middle school and high school. So when he gets to high school, he's like, you know what? I'm good at all these sports, football, basketball, track. Let me try baseball. So he asked the coach, he's like, yo, I'm going to sign for the baseball team. And the coach laughed at him, was like, we got enough already. We got enough of them already. He was like, what you mean? He's like, you're black. You don't play baseball. He literally told Devin that. He
Wow,
would bring
that's
Devin up
crazy.
anyway. So he's like, you're black. You don't play baseball. He was trying to save positions for other white kids on it. He knew if Devin got there, Devin would have took a lot of those positions just
Yeah.
because he's naturally a freak athlete. So that's what they do. They gatekeep their sport because they want to put other talent in that area. And it's nothing new, and I'm not surprised.
Wow, I never knew that, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Iona Prep ain't the only ones in hot water. Boosie is facing legal action from the parents of Caleb Wilson, the college student who died from a hazing incident a few weeks ago. The parents claim Boosie used their son's name to promote Boosie Bash without their consent.
We start the news tonight with a bombshell allegation dealing with the Boosie Bash and the family of a Southern University fraternity pledge killed in a hazing incident. We first broke the news this afternoon. Attorney General Liz Murrill may seek legal action against one of the most prominent rappers to come from Baton Rouge. Little Boosie headlined Boosie Bash tonight and said some of the proceeds from the concert would go to a scholarship honoring Caleb Wilson. But his family disputes that. The AG says Boosie was using Wilson's name to promote his annual music festival. News 2's Gabby Davis has more on the actions Murrill is calling disgusting. Gabby.
Sarah Gray, the annual Boosie Bash kicked off today and was supposed to be a way to launch the Caleb Wilson Memorial Scholarship. That's what Boosie told WBRZ on Friday. Boosie did confirm he was working with the Human Jukebox and Wilson's family to honor Wilson with a scholarship. Take a listen.
You're actually working with the Human Jukebox and you're working with his family to get this scholarship going, and some of the funds are going to be from the concert are going to be going back into this scholarship, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do something special for him because this is a tragic loss.
According to the Attorney General, Wilson's parents had no idea that the event was happening. They knew Boosie had wanted to start a scholarship, but that was the furthest the conversation went. Merle said the family's upset, saying it's victimizing them all over again. She did tell us promoters agreed to stop using Caleb's image, but says the damage is already done. The 6th annual Boosie Bash kicked off at Southern University. Boosie confirmed to WBRZ on Friday that he had plans to use the funds from Boosie Bash for a scholarship dedicated to Caleb Wilson. Wilson died in an alleged hazing incident back in February. According to Attorney General Liz Murrill, Wilson's family says they had no knowledge that their son's name and image was being used to promote the music festival.
Their understanding was that Boosie wanted to contribute and start a scholarship fund at the school, and she put some money towards starting a scholarship. That was the...
All right, so I meant to edit that down. That was probably like a 5-minute clip, but yeah, apparently they had discussed it, but I guess Boosie and them didn't have all their ducks in a row. Some of his people probably didn't confirm that they could use Caleb's name at Boosie Bash. And in Boosie's defense, he didn't really need to use old boy's name to promote Boosie Bash because he's been doing it for years. Everybody's coming there to see who performing. People like Glorilla that was there. You know what I'm saying? So he was really doing that to bring awareness to what happened to old boy and have a scholarship in his name. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, you got to have your ducks in a row when you do stuff like that. But then again, he wasn't doing it he wasn't using old boy's name for clout to promote Boosie Bash.
Nah, man, come on. The family got to be more understanding than that. And I just don't like the way that how we attack each other when we're hurt. You knew that he was doing this with good intentions. Boosie is at the college. He's performing at the college that this went down at, right? SU, Southern University.
Yep.
He's performing at the college that this incident went down at. So you would think that's what he naturally does. Just like when Luka Doncic got traded from Mavs to LA, first thing he did was donate money to the fire victims that was going on. You know what I'm saying? He made a nonprofit. He donated money to them. That's because when you're in that town as a celebrity and as a person with means, you try to do something with your celebrity to bring money towards the cause that just recently happened. So for the family to to do that, I feel like it was a spitting in Boosie's face because at least he's trying. He probably didn't get to the proper channels, like you said, but it's a quick turnaround. You know what I'm saying? The family's grieving, so they probably couldn't get to him. But Boosie understands that he's in talks with these people, so he's trying to And while he got airtime, he's like, "Come through," because some of the money can only go towards the family too. So he's just trying to promote. He's trying to help out the cause, and so for you guys to turn around and sue him or take real legal action against him, it's a spit in the face, bro. And
Exactly. And if I'm doing this scholarship in in honor of your son, why shouldn't I be able to use his image? You know what I'm saying? You
Exactly.
want to take my money for the scholarship, but then you don't want me to use his image. And like I said, it's not like he needed to use his image to promote Boosie Bash because everybody know what's going on. Boosie Bash gonna sell out regardless if he used Caleb Wilson's name or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But the simple fact that he's trying to do right by this young man and his family by starting a scholarship fund in his name, like you said, man, that's a spit in the face for them to turn around and want to sue him over using his image. You
But like,
want the money, but you don't want me to use his likeness. Come on.
but like Boosie say, every time he in the South, they trying to get him on some bullshit. He did about 10 years on some weed charges. He's just like, bro, like you guys always trumping up charges against me. I'm just Boosie, bro. Like y'all keep fucking with me. I can't even raise money for somebody. You know what I'm saying? Y'all fucking with me. I get the gun charge drop state. Now the feds want to pick it up. Y'all fucking with me. It's just like y'all keep fucking with Boosie, man. Leave Boosie Boo alone, man.
Yep, you damned if you do, and you damned if you don't. You know what I'm saying? But Boosie wasn't the only person wrong this week, and Boosie wasn't really wrong. But Stephen A. admitted that he might have been wrong about Bronny James. Did he apologize?
The Lakers took a 118-89 loss to the Bucks last night, but it didn't come without some wins. Bronny James, a career-high 17 points, shooting 7 for 10 with 5 assists and 3 rebounds in 30 minutes of play. James Jr. even had a highlight moment, crossing up former MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo. Stephen A., what did you think of Bronny's performance last night?
I might have been wrong. Are you listening, LeBron James? Are you listening, James family? Are you listening, Rich Paul? Are you listening, all of you people? Because here's my position. My position was all along, Bronny James needed to be in the G League. Put him in the G League, let him be in the G League his first year, and then after that, let him come on because I've always believed that this kid has the potential, once I watched him, to be in the NBA.
The Lakers took a 118-89 loss to the Bucks last night, but it didn't come without some wins. Bronny James, a career-high 17 points, shooting 7 for 10 with 5 assists and 3 rebounds in 30 minutes of play. James Jr. even had a highlight moment, crossing up former MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo. Stephen A., what did you think of Bronny's performance last night?
Oh, my bad. We playing that again. I ain't even paying attention.
Bad. Yeah, I was catching it. But yeah, I mean, Stephen A. was real for saying that. I mean, but Bronny, at the same time, what Bronny showed us from college to like his first couple games in the NBA, Stephen wasn't wrong for what he said. But now that he went down to the G League and he came back with more confidence, Bronny has been balling. His IQ is up there. He's making his moves. I thought he was a little small. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, dang, he only grew 6'2" and LeBron 6'9", 6'8". I'm like, damn, because his brother about 6'6" right now. So I'm like, damn, he probably a little small. But Bronny proved us wrong. He proved me wrong too. Even though I was always rooting for him, I never had a problem with him going to the NBA. But he actually balling. He surprised what I really thought he was capable of.
I mean, it's good to see Bronny have a good game in the league. But it's not like he dropped 30 or 40. He dropped 17 points. It's an average game for an average NBA player. They blowing it out of proportion, man. Okay. Granted, okay, 17 points. He had a career high, right?
Yeah.
But it's average. It's average, dog. It's not like it's a 30, 40, 50 point game. When he get to that point, then you can give him an accolade. You know what I'm saying? But at this point, nigga, you average. Okay? This is expected. Night in and night out. And Stephen A was right when he said Bronny needs to go to the G League. Now, I don't have a problem with you bringing him up every now and then to play a game in the NBA because you can see how much he's progressing by letting him do that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, dog, y'all gotta quit giving ups and giving props to what it's not due. He had an average game for an NBA player.
Okay, so what you're admitting is he's an NBA player. He belongs in the NBA because for the longest, what everybody was saying is he doesn't belong in the NBA. He can't hang with them boys. He's only a G League player. So for you to call him an average NBA player is solidifying and it's going against what everybody was saying that he's not, and it's solidifying what he is. He is an NBA player. He's average, and he has the potential to become above average, even an all-star.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think he belongs in the G League right now because he's still developing. Okay, but I don't have a problem with him coming up every now and then and playing an NBA game. He's not going to average 17 points every game. I mean, that's for an average NBA player. He had a good night. You know what I'm saying? Do you think he could? But do you think he could have a good night like that consistently, which will make him an average NBA player?
Okay, I
He's
see.
still developing.
Yeah, okay, I see. So you're saying he's a G League player. That night, we're taking out of proportion because he pulled off an average performance.
Right.
But at the end of the day, he crossed up Giannis. Like he put on an average performance, but ain't nothing average when your last name James, obviously. So he proved the haters wrong. People say he
Yeah.
didn't belong in the NBA.
He crossed up Giannis, but at the same time, he didn't make the basket either. And
He fouled the man. He crossed him up so
he
bad.
felt like he got. He say he felt like he got fouled.
He fouled him. He grabbed his arm.
Plenty of NBA players get fouled and still make the basket.
Man, Giannis almost 7 foot. He's 6'2". He got swallowed up. I'm sorry, he got swallowed up, man. He did his
I'm
thing.
just saying it was good to see him have a good game, but do I think he's ready, to play consistently in the league? I don't think so. I think he's still developing.
Damn,
that's just that's just my take on the whole thing. But I mean, it's good to see Stephen A have to eat crow too. You know what I'm saying?
No, man. I think Stephen A be careful with his words. Everybody take it out of proportion, man. What are you getting? 100 million? 500 million?
100 million.
Shout out to that boy. Hey, run your mouth, gonna get you somewhere. I see you, Steven.
Staying on the sports tip, man. Juju Watkins and Jaden Daniels was seen having a moment after her USC game. They stayed to watch another game, or she stayed to watch another game, I should say, and she joined Jaden Daniels in the seat. Now, this sparked relationship rumors, but the truth about the situation is Jaden Daniels and Juju Watkins are related through their mothers.
Yeah. I think you're for some reason saying you're
camera went up
offline. I see you on the back end though. But yeah, you said they're related through their mother, so they're just having a nice family time. I mean, when athletes link up, they link up. It's kind of like when rappers link up. So they just admire each other's talents and the same presence with each other. He's here at UC. Let's watch the game. You said they related, right?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. They're cousins by their mothers. So their mothers are related, which makes them cousins. I don't know how far down the line, but apparently they cousins. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. And then people were saying that because then mom was sitting on the outside at first, and then I guess she left and came back, and then she was sitting in the middle. So people was like, "Mom not having that." You know what I'm saying? But I think Juju Watkins is somebody that you would want your son married to. You know what I'm saying?
That would be a no-brainer. It's like, that's Juju.
Exactly. Because she going to have her own bag.
So at this point, moms could be doing too much. At
And
this
she
point, I
very
understand.
marketable.
Huh?
I say she going to have her own bag and she's very marketable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like mom's doing too much. Now you sitting in the middle and you come on now, it's a grown ass man. I can understand you saying you keeping away from the gold diggers, but somebody that's like Juju Watkins on that type of stature, man, you got to move on. Now I understand they cousins, so hey, that's different.
Yeah.
But if they wasn't cousins, you coming through and you doing all this cock blocking, you got to go on somewhere. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but this just sparked relationship rumors, so it was a big topic on social media. It's really nothing to see there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's really nothing to see. We just put a whole bunch of innuendo. Hey, but Juju been balling though. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
she
saying?
been balling.
She trying. I think she was like 3 away from the championship last year. I think she trying to get there this year, man.
She rolled her ankle and was still playing. I think she
Oh
played
man,
for 15 minutes after she rolled her ankle. They said, but yeah. So I mean, hopefully they'll get to the championship. It's March Madness right now. We'll see what's up.
no facts.
But okay, so the last topic of the day, man, is President Trump. President Trump has revoked the security clearances for former President Biden, former Vice President Kamala Harris, and Hillary Clinton.
Oh
Friday night,
man,
President Donald Trump rescinded any existing security clearances and access to classified information for Hillary Clinton, Kamala Harris, and various other officials. In his memo, Trump said the interest of the nation is why he decided to rescind their access. Last month, Trump said he was cutting off Biden's access to intelligence information, and just last week he says he was terminating Secret Service protection on Biden and his children.
Is this even legal? You know what I'm saying? How can you revoke security clearance for a former president and a former vice president? Now, Hillary Clinton, I may can see, but a former president and a former vice president, like, I don't even think that's legal unless they have been convicted of like treason or something.
yeah. Now I ain't gonna lie. Trump pushed the envelope with that one. I mean, if you got nothing to hide, it sounds like having transparency is the best option to go because, anyways, they can't do nothing about it. You're in office anyway. So for you to rescind top secret information from them, it's kind of weird. But I mean, I didn't hear them mention Obama. So,
Now, yeah, he didn't do it for Obama, but he did
so,
it for Biden and Harris and Hillary Clinton. He didn't do it for Bill Clinton either, just Hillary.
so it sounds like the Democratic Party, like the big players in there, still have access to privy information, but for him to take it away from them was just being petty. And it's like, dude, I hate people that already won the fight, dude's knocked out, and you come over there and start stomping them. It's like, dude, you already won the office. Why you keep on fucking with these people? Let's try to move the country forward. And you want to keep on retaliating with these people. Let's just focus on the Republican Party, and let's make America great again if that's what you really want to do. But it seems like you just want to write some vendettas, want to right some wrongs, and let them know that you said you was gonna do what you was gonna do. Just being a big bad wolf, and sometimes they don't end out good for the big bad wolf. Do your damn thing. Be one of the greatest presidents we ever had, and stop looking back.
Exactly. He being petty, being vindictive. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I don't know. This probably get overturned if it's up to the judicial system, but if it's up to the DOJ, then he got all his appointees in there, so they'll go with whatever he says. But I'm not sure. I don't think this is legal, actually.
I mean, it's setting a horrible precedent too.
I'm
So
not a political pundit, but I don't think it's legal.
I don't think it's legal, but I feel like it's setting a horrible precedent because if you can do this now, so when next time that when the Democrats get in office, it'll be no one to think twice about it if that Democrat gets in and just rescinds top information from most prominent Republicans. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't want it done to you, don't do it to them. Like just play the game without trying to obstruct or hinder someone else's, you know what I'm saying, situation.
Yeah, no doubt. But like I told y'all, man, it was a hell of a week. Appreciate y'all. Staying tuned. Carly will be back next week. So for Spinning the Block Media, this is Derek Demure signing out for DJ Designs. See y'all next week.
Get them likes up. 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 Get them, yeah. Get them likes up. Get them likes up.